Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another challenges conventional film narratives. Warner Bros. Pictures, spoilers for One Battle After Another follow. Paul Thomas Anderson, the acclaimed writer and director behind films like Punch Drunk Love and There Will Be Blood, has long been celebrated for his distinctive visual language. His films often feature long takes, dynamic camera movements, and striking contrasts between symmetry and asymmetry, paired with color palettes that evoke the nostalgia of older Hollywood. Despite his reputation for bold visual storytelling, Anderson insists that his creative process prioritizes the story over spectacle. In One Battle After Another, he defies traditional filmmaking rules, opting for a minimalist approach that focuses on narrative depth rather than cinematic flair. At a recent screening and Q&A at New York's Regal Union Square, Anderson emphasized his philosophy. Don't get gourmet. Don't get too fussy. He explained that the film's visual choices are driven by the story itself, not by elaborate embellishments. Make the shots that tell the story because there's so much to say, he said. In a nearly 3-hour runtime filled with set pieces and action sequences, this approach feels almost revolutionary. However, Anderson made an exception for a particular scene, the confrontation between Willa, Chase Infinity, and Colonel Lockjaw, Sean Penn, in the chapel at the Sisters of the Brave Beaver mission. This moment, which some critics argue is the film's most iconic visual choice, exemplifies Anderson's willingness to push boundaries. The scene opens with a wide shot of the chapel, empty space, rustic decor, and a high-angle camera framing the confrontation. Anderson described the shot as an unnerving, God's eye view, emphasizing the simplicity of the composition. While he tried to keep the production economical, this scene required more attention to detail. You end up at a rendezvous point that's the Sisters of the Brave Beaver, and you're like, okay, well, there's some visual opportunities here. We can't run away from those, he explained. Let's indulge in those. The scene reveals itself through writing, building tension until the climactic face-off between Willa and Lockjaw. Anderson called it a big, old-fashioned, grand movie shot, a moment that feels both grounded and epic. The film's visual style, while unconventional, resonates with a broader cultural conversation about cinema's role in storytelling. One Battle After Another feels like a return to the roots of classic Hollywood, a time when films were less about spectacle and more about delivering a powerful narrative. The film's influence is evident in its use of handheld camera work, the frenetic energy of car chases, and the revolutionary action sequences inspired by the French 75. These elements echo the new Hollywood movement of the 1960s and 70s, a period known for its bold storytelling and artistic experimentation. Despite its modern setting, the film draws heavily from the past. Anderson's adaptation of Thomas Pynchon's Vineland, 1990, features aging revolutionaries from the 60s and 70s, an era that directly inspired his own work on the French 75. During a talk back at New York's venue, Leonardo DiCaprio praised Anderson's decision to include Brian Burroughs' Days of Rage in the script, highlighting the film's deep ties to radical movements of the 1970s. Even the Weather Underground, a prominent group from that decade, serves as a symbolic jumping-off point for the film's themes of resistance and rebellion. While the film's approach may seem radical to some, it reflects a broader debate about the balance between artistic vision and audience engagement. Critics have debated whether Anderson's minimalist style enhances the film's message or risks alienating viewers. As the film prepares to debut in theaters, the question lingers: does One Battle After Another succeed by stripping away excess, or does it risk losing its emotional resonance in the process?